All right, well, it is June the 7th, and I am way behind. It's just been a weird spring. We had tons of rain early in the season, and I've had lots of travel. I've been to Kentucky, Ohio twice, California. So just haven't had a lot of opportunity, and it seemed like every time that I'd have a weekend, we'd have rain. So I'm finally getting my plots in. This is my big main plot. Right up here behind me is my Taj Mahal, I guess you want to call it, of a hunting blind. Out in front of it, I have a beautiful clover plot. And then all around the perimeter of that, probably about 2 acres, I'm going to plant in soybeans. And then I'm going to come back and overseed that later with some rack fuel seed that will kind of help carry those beans on through into the late season with some late season greens. I've also got a small plot over here in front of me that I'm going to put Showtime in from rack fuel. And then I've got one more plot over here where I have a community scrape. I've got my cage blind set up, and I'm going to basically put 2 strip plots in there. That's what I'm going to work on this weekend. And then I've got 1 or 2 more that I'm going in the fall back on the back fence. So it's going to be a lot of work today. It's going to get hot, be on the tractor. But my plans are, and my hope is, to get this completely tilled today, and then be able to get that seed in the ground either tonight or tomorrow on this plot, and then just kind of work my way on. But like I said, really late getting this in, but I've been watching, and the farmers are still getting their beans in here, so we should be good to go. Let's get this done. Progress. You can see behind me here, I've got probably 3/4 of this length done and about 3/4 of the other area of it done. I've got to do a little bit up here by the blind, and then I'll come back and finish the rest of it. I'm doing it in blocks, and then I'll finish the edges. It just makes it easier. I've found with my tiller that if I run it around the edges and do like, kind of like circles with it, that's when I end up with problems. Breaking the drive shaft, things like that. I've done that multiple times, so I'm just trying to keep everything in straight lines to make sure I can keep my tiller up and running. I've still got a lot of work to get done, so I'm gonna get this one first pass done, and then I probably got to run to town. I'm gonna go ahead and go in and buy some soybeans, and then come back and do a first pass on the community scrape plot, and then that'll probably be all I'll get done tonight, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's 11 o'clock already, and I got started out here at 8, so that's 3 hours so far working on this. Still got at least an hour left on this one. That one in there probably won't take me nearly as long. It's a lot smaller, maybe an hour or so per pass. But anyway, just putting in the work we need to set it up for the season, and hopefully we'll have some luck. I have been getting some trail cameras of what looks like it's going to be some solid bucks, so put in the work and you hope it all works out, and usually it does. Well, you know what they say, if it can go wrong, it will. So it's almost 6 o'clock, and I finally just finished my first pass on this main plot here. About not quite noon, broke the drive chain in my tiller, so I had to run to town, which I was going to anyway. I needed to go ahead and buy the beans, bought some parts, come back, tore it all apart. The crappy part is the chain is basically encased in a housing that's full of grease, so you got to clean all the grease out of it so that you can make sure it's, there's no junk and debris in there. Tore it all apart, got it all cleaned out, went to put it back together, and realized that the link that I bought for my chain was a 60, and I needed a 60H heavy duty. So second trip back to town, and got the part that I needed, got it put back together, and got to run it again. So we've got this beautiful plot going. So I'm standing here in this clover plot, but as you can see, I'll just point it out here, circled all around this plot in a big horseshoe. will be soybeans. And then again, like I said, later on in August, I'll come back and overseed that with some more, some rack fuel, some greens, and some turnips and rape, and some of those, you know, brassicas, things like that. But on to the next one. I am going to head over now, and we're going to till up the plot in front of the cage blind, which is my community scrape location. And hopefully I can get that completely tilled first pass tonight. And that might be about all I get done this evening. So I'm gonna take it easy on the tiller. Try not to run it for more than about an hour and a half at a time without giving it a good break to cool down. Because I think what happens is the drive chain just gets hot in there and things start to loosen up as it gets hot, and then it just pops. So anyway, this is not new. It breaks damn near every time I use it. So I'd much rather replace a drive chain than some of the other things that have broken over the time. So hopefully that's all we have for the rest of this food plotting season. So I'm gonna get back to it.